I'm Michael Diamond. This is Muscle Central. Subscribe, turn on your notifications. All right, there appears to be a little tension now between Fouad Abiad and Justin Shier. For those who don't realize, Justin Shier used to be a Hosstile athlete, and he left Hosstile now at HD, Dorian Hamilton's company, and at the recent Toronto Pro, which they were both there, Fouad, who's Canadian, he's from Canada, is there with his company, has a booth. Dorian Hamilton, also Canadian, Justin Shier, one of his athletes, is there, sees Fouad Abiad at the booth, approaches him, reaches his hand out to shake his hand, and Fouad is reported to have said, "I have nothing to say to you." Well, find that a little odd, especially considering the fact that right after they parted ways, Fouad went on and he made a video talking about it, and everything was all rosy. They had differences of opinions, and they parted their ways, but they're still friends, and Fouad wants to continue the relationship with Justin Shier. They're friends. Well, obviously, that's not the case. Otherwise, he would have reciprocated, reached out his hand, shook his hand. They would have talked. But obviously, that's not the case. Now, I hate to really be saying this, because I actually like Fouad Abiad. I like his, well, I don't know, I don't have an opinion on him personally, but I like the podcast. And I think he puts on a good podcast. It's fun to watch, fun to listen to. But it seems like he has issues with a number of athletes. Yeah, a company has athletes come and go. That's the nature of the game. But Nick Walker, who was with him also, even though there weren't bad things said back and forth, you definitely get the impression that things really aren't the same anymore, anywhere near what they were. And as with Justin Shier, he went on, made a video discussing the Nick Walker separation. What's his name? Nathan Diazio, sorry. Nathan Diazio. Same thing with him. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, there were a couple more, and I believe Brett Wilkin was one of them, but don't quote me on that. It seems as though the issue might not be the athletes. Seems like Fouad isn't able to separate friendship and business, and takes it personal, and obviously he appears to hold a grudge. It's now being said that at least Xavier Willis, desktop bodybuilding, who also was associated with Fouad Abiad. His channel was sponsored at one time by Hosstile. It's said now that Fouad's athletes, the Hosstile athletes, are not allowed to make appearances on desktop bodybuilding. which is a little interesting because Samson Dowda has been on Desktop Bodybuilding and more than one time. And I think right now, Samson Dowda is his, I don't want to say gravy train. That's not the right expression. Samson Dowda is a major asset to his company. And I'm wondering if Samson, who has already been on Desktop Bodybuilding, wants to go on there again and talk with Xavier, whether Fouad's going to put his foot down like he seems to be putting down now. You know, like I said, I really don't have an opinion on Fouad personally either way. He always seemed like an affable person, and like I said, I enjoy his podcast. He has the Bro Chat, the Real Bodybuilding podcast. He has a number of things in his programming, and I think he has good content. His subscribers and the way his channel has grown is proof of that. But he seems to be taking a negative, I guess you could say, negative approach. And he doesn't seem to be, what he's portraying to the general public, to us, doesn't seem to be the same as what he's exuding behind the scenes when he's not in the public eye. You know, where the bodybuilding is a niche community, we're not mainstream. We got ourselves, and you know, it's a shame that you can't have differences of opinions, and that's basically what it comes down to. The athlete sees it one way, or the sponsor sees things has a different vision, or they just can't agree on money, financial things. But that really shouldn't have an effect on a personal relationship. They try to keep the business and personal aside. I rambled on a bit over there. That's about all I have to say. If you agree or disagree with anything I've said, please let me know in the comments section. Like the video, give it a thumbs up. Share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. This is Michael Diamond, and I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.